Good evening and welcome back to Weekly Waffle. Please excuse the incredibly shiny face and the slightly hippie chick hair thing going on. We are in the middle of this unaccustomed heat wave, which is quite nice. But obviously it means that I am really warm. It's a bit toasty in here. So I have been asked to speak about relationships, which is a really broad topic. So thank you so much to the very kind person that gave it to me as a subject. What I thought I would do is to try and give it as much meaning and as do it justice as a subject, was to break it down. And first of all, I thought, well, do I talk about what is a good relationship? What's a bad relationship? And then I thought, actually, the easiest thing to do is to think about it from two perspectives. And that's the relationship you have with yourself and then the relationship you have with others. So if I start today, I'm going to start with the relationship that you have with yourself. One of the fantastic analogies that I've been going through and looking at as I enter into this fantastic world of coaching is think about the way that you speak to yourself. And it's quite an eye-opening experience. So if you think, how many times a day do you go, oh, you are so stupid, or why did you do that, or get yourself together? Then take a step back and think about how that feels if you're addressing that to somebody else. You know, would you say to yourself when you were 10 years old, you're so stupid? Why did you do that? Would you chastise a child in the same way that you chastise yourself? Probably not, unless you're a bit of an arse. In which case you wouldn't be watching my waffles, because I only deal with nice people. But no, to get back on track, you wouldn't treat somebody like that, but you think it's okay to treat yourself like it. It does mingle into a little bit of the way we treat other people. But just think a little bit. The next time you speak to yourself, it's all very well and good life coaches and mentors and everybody else saying, love yourself, speak to yourself in the mirror, smile every morning and say, wow, I'm fantastic. But seriously, a kind word is going to have much more impact on your life than you constantly berating yourself. If you wouldn't accept that treatment from somebody else and you wouldn't give that treatment to somebody else, don't give it to yourself. You're worth more than that. You know, it's a very trite thing to keep going over, but a lot of people in the coaching community will say it. You're an amazing being. You have such tremendous capacity, and yet you will still see yourself through, I suppose, a teacher's eyes, or a slightly biased, unwise guide, with the way you can speak to yourself. I have found this more and more prominent as I've gone through, and I find myself, if I'm doing something, you go, oh, Phillips, get it together, or Charles, what you're playing at, and think, if somebody else spoke to me like that, chances are I'd land them in the middle of next week. You know, they'd be picking their teeth out of their navel. But I think it's okay to speak to myself like that. Just need to think about it a bit more. I think it kind of leads on to next week's topic, which will be your relationship with other people. But don't allow yourself to treat you in the way you wouldn't let somebody else. I know it's kind of riding off the back of Mama Roo, but how are you going to love yourself? How are you going to love somebody else if you can't love yourself first? And that's it. Love yourself. You are an amazing person. You have such capabilities. Don't do yourself down. So think about it for this next week. I want everybody to try and think of a way that they can be kind to themselves. kindness is key. You offer support to other people, offer that same level of support and kindness and encouragement to yourself. See how it goes. I'd be interested to have people's feedback. I'm not going to say, as I said, not stand in front of a mirror and go, you're great. None of that. Unless that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. Awesome. If not, what's something, if you've done something really well, rather than just ignoring it, go, hey, I did that ever so cool. I'm proud of myself. Celebrate in the same way that other people would encourage you and celebrate with you. So that wraps up part 1 of relationships. And thank you to the kind soul that gave it me as a subject. I will not forget. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning into this load of rubbish, and I will speak to you all very soon. Mwah! Lots of love. Bye.